unstoppable, like a river breaking through the day, like a fire refuses to burn out. You are called, chosen. You are set apart, not by your strength, but by His. Do you realize that God chose you for this time, for this season, for that matter? Because you are light, and your light will not be dimmed by anything that might have happened. You are a light. You are chosen. You are chosen for such a time as this. Say, I am the light. I am the light. You are the light.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, we call it the finishing grace, the finishing height. We have, days that we are counting, not months. So we holding on the hand of God, trusting God to see whatever He has promised us. So we're kind of ending the year. And around this time, a lot of things are going on. People are all over the place trying to kind of lose focus. But personally, I think that this is the time to really gain your focus and start thinking about even next year. What will you do different? Start thinking about taking stock, what worked, what didn't work, what can you do different. So it's really a good time, but rather unfortunate, around this time, a lot of people are depressed because maybe the devil is talking to you, that because you couldn't achieve anything or you didn't do anything. But if you really sit down and look back, you will know that you gain something. You gain a wisdom here and there. You are better than you enter the year. So no matter what, something has happened. And that's where our focus need to be. So last week we started, talking about why you don't want to lose focus in this time, around this time. And we spoke about how you can reduce distractions around you, because everything will be pulling you around this time. How can you be able to set yourself, aside so that you won't be distracted? We talk about setting goals. We talk about planning ahead. Know what is important and what is not. We talk about, sit down and write your achievement. What have you achieved? Even the pains, the betrayal and all those things that you went through is to make you better, because you have learned something out of it. The relationships that didn't work, it's not supposed to break you. It's supposed for you to learn something out of it. So next time you will know how to. So we spoke about listing your achievements, your challenges, write them down and learn something about it. We talk about identifying your habits, your habits, the habits that, is trying to hold you back. The habits that are trying to hold you back. We spoke about it. The one that will push you forward. We spoke about it. So I think we learned a lot, and I'm excited. So thank you so much. And I also really took the opportunity to thank each one of you. It's a season of thanking God. It's a season of blessing God. So thank each one of you for always being here, supporting, cheering me up, make me want to come always, Tuesday and sit here. So thank you. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to share the video, okay? So I've noticed when I go back and I'm checking the video, some of you don't share it. Because when you share the video, I will get to know that you share it. Yes. So if I ask you to share the video and you don't share it, I know that you didn't share it. Share it on your page. So what you do, your friends are not my friends. So when you share it on your page, your friends will see it and their friends will see it. And that's how we are able to spread the word. If what we have been sharing here, encourage you, then you want to make sure that somebody too is getting to know. So thank you so much. Pastor, thank you. When you share it, I see that you sharing it. So thank you so much for always coming on and sharing it. I hope all is well in New York. So thank you so, so much. So today, where we are going to take from, we're just going to take one point that we couldn't get to last week. Then we will go into today's show. So thank you so much. God bless you, Pastor Kumar, from watching from India. God bless you. I pray that the ministry that you are heading is doing good, and God will help us to end the year very strong. Thank you so much for always being here. Sister Dana, thank you. Samates, thank you. All right, so one point that we didn't touch on it that I think is very important for us to touch on is use negative experience as a stepping stone. Okay, if we are going to focus to get things done, to see what we need to see before the year ends, I think we have a couple of days, for the year to end. And that's why we want to sit down and focus. Focus is not like just sitting down, but taking one thing at a time and dealing with one thing at a time, handling one thing at a time, and getting results one aspect at a time. Okay, so around this time, you really want to sit down, as we have said, to see even the negative experience. Okay, what do you use the negative experience for? Negative experience are some experience that it might be a mistake that you make. It can be an attack the enemy throw on your way. It can be something that you didn't even plan. But guess what? It came and it was very negative. What do you do with that? If you don't handle those feelings very well, if you don't handle, those overwhelming situations very well, it will linger. And when it lingers, it goes into the year that we haven't even been there. The trust in God that He says that He knows the future He has for us, a future of good and prosperity and a wonderful life. So I know our 2025 is going to be a wonderful year we've never experienced before. But guess what? If we are going to experience that, then we need to deal with our 2004. You can't jump. You need to deal with it. So what are some of the negative experiences you had? Use it as a stepping stone. Don't let it break you. let it make you strong. So use it as a stepping stone to grow. Okay, to grow. Use it as a stepping stone, to grow. You use those things as a stepping stone to grow. Maybe the enemy wanted it to break you, but you can decide, I'm not going to let it break me. You went to a relationship, it didn't end well. Use it as a stepping stone. What do? Do you just jump into the relationship? So yesterday, I was watching Steve Harvey, and a girl was there asking a question that her mother is, I think, a lawyer or prosecutor or something like that. So every relationship that she goes on, the mother will do a background check on the guy. So most of the guys will run away. And Steve Harvey says that yes, because you don't have sense to know that. Once you get the guy's number, name, the best thing is to know who he is. You go to his social media. If all his friends are females, through social media, you know his habit. When you go to my page, you know who I am. You know that I'm very addicted to Christ, because everything I post is surrounding that. You see where I go. If you're looking for me on Sunday, you see me coming to church. You understand? So if you want to know me, you go to my social media. At least you have a hint of who I am. Because everything on my page will let you know who I am. So how can you just jump into a relationship and you don't know who the guy is? You didn't make any effort to go and, check him out on his socials. And now people put everything on their social media. That's the best place to dig people. You cannot just take them as their words. Okay? So I like what Steve Harvey says. Steve Harvey says that yes, you don't have sense. That's why your mother is doing the job for you. Because you need to take your time to know, people. So today we are going to concentrate on what they must do. Okay? So next year, God's willing. And I told you, I think I mentioned it here, please don't wait for 2025 to come to do your mission board and to plan your year and all those things. It's good, those things. I see people doing mission board and everything. But I think your mission board is supposed to be happening now. Okay? You are even late if you haven't. All the must do, okay, next year, this is the time to start thinking about. Okay, the things that you should, this is the time. The thing that you can, this is the time. The thing that you desire to do, this is the time. So you use this opportunity, and those of you who are in Grace Place, it's a blessed time. Because, we are praying, we're trusting God, then you are planning your life at the same time. It gives you the clarity, in your mind. It gives you the confidence God has given you. It lets you know that God is with you. And God is going to amplify your effort. So whatever you plan to do, God is going to help you for it to come to pass. But if you don't plan to succeed, then you are planning to fail. Because it's two things. Either you are succeeding or you are failing. So if you are not putting anything down, if you are not thinking about your must do right now, then you get to January. You think because you have gotten to January and it's a new year, everything will start happening. No. You plan into, the new year. You plan into the new year. So what you can do is the seeds, okay? You cannot be a player and also a fan at the same time. If you go to the soccer game or you go to basketball game and all those things, those who are playing the ball, they are not the fans. At the same time, no. Okay? So when we talk about focus, if you are playing ball, concentrate on playing ball. Because you cannot be handling that basketball, you cannot be playing that soccer, and still want to be part of those who are just watching. So, this is the time, people say that you can't put your eggs in one basket. But this is the time to put all your focus, everything, your eggs in one basket. Concentrate to be a player, not a fan. If you're a fan, stand on the fan and just clap your hands. If you want to be a player, a serious one, stay in your position. Handle your ball well. So when you shoot, it's going somewhere. Handle your ball well with your feet. So when you play the ball, it's going to score. In the marketplace, we don't go and joke. And this is the time. So when we are talking about focus, you are into it. You are into it. Nothing changes, nothing moves. You are into it. And around this time, you want to have to say no, okay, to things that are less important. So you can say yes to the greatest importance. So some of the things that are less important, you have to learn to say no to it. Try to say no to sleeping. I was thinking that if you are 30 years now, 30, and you sleep more than 8 hours every day, by 60, you have slept half of your years. You have slept about 30, years of your years, your 60 years, you have slept half, gone. So what are you going to say no to it to gain advantage? We are going to take a break, and when we come, we have some questions, then we have more points. Thank you.
Hands of Grace Outreach is dedicated to changing the lives of orphans, women, widows, and children by showing the love of Christ. With your continued support, we've been able to provide numerous shipments of food, clothing, goods, and finances to those in need while strengthening the kingdom of God. As we strive to help alleviate human suffering and improve the quality of life, we are in constant need of your generous contributions to help give hope and a future to so many. Our projects and reach has grew tremendously over the past few years by the grace of God. Just recently finishing the completion of a community bathroom in a remote village in West Africa. And we are so grateful that there is so much more to be done. The pastors that we support in remote villages are always in need to help those in their community while continuing the work of God. Consider partnering with Hands of Grace today as we continue to make an impact in the lives of God's people. No amount is too small, because what may seem small to you is big to someone else. To donate or make a contribution, visit our website at www.handsofgraces.com. That's www.handsofgraces.com.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please, we are looking at focus. If you haven't shared the video, this is the best time to share it. And thank you for joining us. I know it's going to be a blessing to you. So please take a minute of your time and share the video. So before we went on the break, I was talking about sometimes you have to say no to things that are less important. I'm not saying that they are not important, because everything in your life is important. But there are going to be some things that are less, and some of them that are greater. You have to, if you're really going to be a player, if you're really going to put all your eggs in one basket to focus on your vision, your mission, why you are here, your purpose, your business, your family, your life, your career, if you are really going to make a difference and have an impactful life, then sometimes you have to say no. And guess what? No is a full sentence. When you say no, you don't have to explain yourself. Some of you can't even say no. Somebody call you, you haven't planned that you are going to follow them, you haven't done anything, they call you, you jump, and you are doing it. It's not part of your plan, it's not part of what you want to do, just because you can't say no. Somebody is playing your emotion, you can't even say no. You don't even know what you deserve. So men play you like a football. You have to say no, and no is a sentence. It's a full sentence. It's 2 words, full sentence. So your no is no, and you don't have to explain it. You don't have to let people know why you are saying no. You don't have to, try to convince people why you are saying no. You say no, they have to accept it. And guess what? Anybody that don't respect you, when you say no and they still want to push you, they don't respect you. So your no is your no. Okay, you don't have to explain yourself. So sometimes, especially in this season, I apart from, doing the 50 to 10 around prayers and everything, I am doing my own, I call it my own retreat by myself. I'm spending time alone. I want to spend time with God. I'm thinking next year, what can I do? The must do's and the what to do, this and that. So I don't have time. I was begging the children, please bring my Christmas tree out, because my Christmas tree is not even up yet. Guess what? I haven't really traveled, but I'm doing my own retreat. I'm doing my own thing. So when I say no to you this time, it's no, because I'm busy. I don't have to travel to be busy. I don't have to, be doing anything to be busy. I am busy by myself. My mind is occupied. I'm busy. I don't have to explain anything to you. You have to learn to have confidence in the way you do your things. Okay? So you have to learn to say no to less important things, because there are always greater things that your time have to be for, your movement have to be for, your eyes have to focus on, your mind have to focus on. And this is those seasons. All right, this is those seasons. So we have a question here. When you lose focus, what strategies or techniques do you use to regain it? What strategies and techniques do you use to gain it when you lose focus? So the moment you notice that you are losing focus, that's the same moment you have to stop whatever you are doing. Whatever distraction. You remember we said it here, that was the first sentence. Trying to manage, and I use the word manage. Because guess what? I am a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a pastor, I'm a girlfriend, to some friends of mine. I am a family member, distant family, all those things. So as I'm talking to you, to be reasonable, I'm not saying that, let's make sure you are, no, it's not as easy. Sometimes it's very easy to say, but when you have to manage it, it's very hard. So that's why I use the word manage. For you to be focused, you have to control and manage distractions. Okay? So once you know that, hey, I am losing focus, the first thing, right there, stop. Stop whatever you are doing. Maybe sit down, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, okay, this is not what I planned. This is not what it needs to be. This is not what I have to do now. Right there, once you notice it, that is 90% of the problem. So once you notice it, then you find out, what can I do to get to where I used to be? If it's a relationship, please, you handle it. If it's the children, you handle it. If it's your husband, you handle it. If it's a career, you handle it. Because the moment you know what is wrong, you have been able to solve about 90%. I tell people, each one of us have to know the family we are coming from. Okay? You have to know your family. You have to know what your mother did, your mother's life. You have to know what your father's life is. Because they give birth to you, and those are family trees and family things, curses, all those things are in there. The capability of you repeating it is 100.50. For you even being worse than your mother. Or you, once you know it, that's when you go to God and say, okay, this is what I'm facing. So Paul says that lack of knowledge, my people perish. If you don't know what is killing you, you will die. If you know what is killing you, you will find medicine to it. So once you know, okay, so my mother did this, my mother did that, they did that, they did that, okay, what can I do not to repeat the same thing? If you don't, you'll be worse. So maybe your mother married about 4 or 5 men. If you don't see the trend and ask God to help you, you will marry 10. So guess what? Then you are repeating negative family history. So knowing your distractions, knowing what is chasing you, knowing what the enemy wants to use to destroy you is the first step to conquer everything that you are facing. So to regain focus, you really have to stop and take stock. Then start all over again. Okay? The next question is, how do you handle feelings of overwhelming and burnout? Feelings of overwhelming and burnout. I personally, I think it's the same. You need to know the things you can handle, the things somebody have to help you to handle. So know the things, your strengths and your weakness. There are some things you know that this I cannot handle. You always have to have things in your life, people, books, prayer, whatever, in your life that will help you with the things that you cannot handle. So if the situation is so overwhelming, you know you cannot handle, do you have somebody that you can call, to calm you down, to encourage you, to help you? Do you have a place, that you can just go and sit? That is just you. Hey, children, this is mommy's space. This is mommy's time. You want to give mommy's time, because if I don't get this time, all of you will be in trouble, because I'm going to pour all my frustration and all my overwhelming things on you. So give mommy's time. And your children have to respect that. Okay, so you always have to have a place. Is it just a nice place that you can just go and sit there, meditate, pray, read a book or something like that? Is it a friend that you can call and say, hey, Charlie, we have to talk about this thing? Those things help. So, I was listening to one of my spiritual fathers, and he made a big statement. He says that, I think it was Bishop Dag, and he says that no great person, no great individual live their life alone. And that was a huge statement. If you want to be great, if you want to have impactful life, you need people in your life that will help you to get there. And that's why even in God's wisdom, he gave us the destiny helpers, people that in your life that will say that what you are doing is not good, sit down. People that will say that, oh, you are on it, just keep on going, it will work. You always have to be connected to somebody that is greater than you. That is greater than you, always. And sometimes the enemy when the enemy wants to destroy you, he will sack those people from your life. He will let you think that those people are your problem. Instead of you knowing that those people are there to help you, the enemy will talk to you and let you know that this person is your problem. But guess what? It's that person that is protecting you. So it's something that each one of us need. I have people in my life that I can call anytime, I can text anytime. I have where to go when I can't get it, to sit down, rest. You always have to have those things in your life. That helps a lot. God bless you. Hallelujah. Okay, there's another question here. Is it possible to focus on many different things at the same time? Is that healthy? Is it possible to focus on many different things at the same time? Is that healthy? The question is yes and no. Yes is, what is your strength of handling those many things? If you have the capacity, okay, because God always deals with us about our capacity. I think it was Sunday I was talking to somebody and I told the person that the reward of God is more work. So when God gives you a vision, like typically God gave me a vision of woman of influence, gathering women, thanking them, once a year. Then out of the faithfulness, God is adding more to it. Now God is adding a vision, of taking it to another place. God is adding different things to it. So when God gives you something, the more you do it faithfully, the more he adds more. You remember the talent story. The one that didn't do anything with his talent was taken from him and gave it to the one who had 10. The guy have 10. Why do you have to take one and add it? But guess what? The one who have 10 worked so hard to add 10 to it. But the one who have one thought that the master was so wicked to just give him one. Okay, so he didn't work. He despised the gift that God have given him. He despised the opportunity. He despised the master, and he saw the master on top of it. That I know you are a wicked master. If you know the guy is a wicked master, why should you even take it in the first place? Okay, we are going to take a break. We'll come back.
We believe in a total Bible. This is a Christ-centered church, reaching and influencing this world with the gospel. Through the word and the power of the Holy Spirit, we speak peace, deliverance, healing, salvation, and prosperity over you. We are in our covenant year of intensified prayer, and the prayer of a person living right with God is something powerful to be reckoned with. So let's keep the fire burning.
Thank you so much for joining us again. I hope you have shared the video. And please, if you haven't joined the 52, oh, glorious turnaround, you are missing something. God is using us to change our life, alter our life. Miracles, testimonies happen. You know, anytime people are giving a lot of testimony, remember that Jesus is in the neighborhood. So yours will be at the corner. But please make sure that you join. We do it on Zoom. So join it. The Zoom link is on our socials. So be part of it. Send it to your family because God is doing great things. I know that before we finish, something greater will come out of it. So I'm so excited. So be part of it. Be part of it. All right? It will be a blessing. So there was a question that is it possible to, do so many things at the same time? Is it healthy? And I said that yes and no, because God deals with us according to our capacity. Okay, if you have capacity to handle a lot of things, then you can. But if you don't, then what happens is you see your handprint on so many things, but you never score the goal. So you are doing so many things, but none of them is complete. None of them is enough to make you break through. None of them is enough to set you apart. None of them is enough to impart your life so you can also impart others. We need to live a life, not for ourselves. That is one of the things I always pray to God for. Not to live a life that is just me, focusing on myself, thinking about myself. No, I want to live a life that when I'm not here, everybody will feel the impact that Victoria is not here. A life that will change others, a life that alters people's life, a life that impacts people's life, that everybody that comes into my life, when they are walking out, they are better than they came. That is the type of life I want to live. And if that is going to happen, you have to make sure that whatever you are doing, you are in it 100%. So if you are doing A, make sure that your heart, your soul, your body, your blood, your sweat, everything is in A. So you do it and you do it very well. You do it and everybody knows that this thing is done. Because guess what? The result is there to prove it. Then you jump to B. You finish B, you go to C. You finish C, you go to D. But if you have capacity doing A and B at the same time, go for it. But are you going to finish it or are you going to do A 50%, B 50%? Then guess what? Because you didn't get to 100%, there is no impact. Because you didn't get to 100% on B, there is no impact. You don't want to live your life like that. So every project, you get your hand to it. Before you even think of jumping into it, ask yourself, how long is it going to last? What will I get out of it? And what impact will that project make in my life, make in my family's life, and make in people that God is going to connect to me, their life? If you cannot answer those questions, think again. Sit down and think about it again. Because then it's not important. It's less important. It's not greater important. But any project that you're going to do, you have to ask yourself. Because it's better not to do it than to put your hand in and it's not done. I hate that syndrome. I hate it. No. If I'm in it, it have to work. If I'm in it, it have to be done. And it have to be done in a certain way that will bring glory to God. It have to be done in a certain way that will bring change. It have to be done in a certain way that will impact my own life and impact others too. And so if you have capacity, go for it. If you don't waste your time. Please concentrate on one thing at a time, and you will make a huge difference, a huge impact than just making, small impact everywhere and nothing, is being done. Okay? So when the second point, let me go in our notes. Second point, when you choose to stop growing, because this is the time for us to also incorporate growing into our life. So when you choose, I use the word choose, because you can decide that you won't read any other book again. You can decide that you won't pray. You can decide you won't read your Bible. You can decide, you won't do the things that will make you revive. You can decide that you won't serve God. You can decide you won't handle anything about God. It's a choice. And guess what? Every decision we take is what makes us. So what decision are you choosing right now? Because if you choose to stop growing, and guess what? When I say growing, is every aspect of our life. Every aspect. Your life without growing. Your life without improving. Your life without assessing it. Your life without, looking at you. And 5 years ago, you were the same as today. So if you choose to live such a life, guess what? You miss a lot of opportunities that produce some incredible results. So what are you choosing now? We are in 2024. Today is the 10th. So we have what? 21 days? I think so. What are you choosing now, today, the 10th of December, 2024, that will help you that 2025, December the 10th, you can look back and say that I chose 2024 to improve my life. I chose 2024 to stop doing some things, stop eating some food, stop making some stupid decision, stop, just jumping into conclusion, those things. And I chose to love myself, accept the love of God, take good decisions, make, powerful decisions. And this is the result a year apart. Look at my life now. That is what you need to be thinking about today. Thinking about in this season. Thinking about it now. Not to let anything depress you. I've been reading, and I was shocked that people get depressed in December. I'm not sure why. But that's the doing of the enemy, because the devil always wants you to let you feel that God is not capable enough. But if you look at your life from January to now, I don't know about you, but if I take an account, I've done a lot. I wasn't like this in January. My mind wasn't not matured as it is now. The way I see God wasn't like that. The way I read my Bible now, the way my faith have increased, the way my hope in God have increased, it wasn't like that. So there's a lot of plus. There's a lot of plus. My family have increased. Sunday, when I get home, I went to the church page, and I was very, very grateful. I think the photographers in the house decide to stand, in front of the church as they do. But Sunday, the pictures was very, very different. I saw myself coming. They took me. Then I saw even blessing coming. I saw Judah coming. Then I didn't see Uriah and the dad, but then in the congregation, I saw Uriah leading praise and worship. I saw my husband preaching. And I asked myself, what else should God do for you? In this generation, and where I sit, and the story I hear, even pastors, that their children are denying the Bible, pastors that their children don't want to go to church because they see the church now as an enemy. That I've heard it myself, I've seen other pastors experiencing it. And I look, and I ask myself, what else? So you know what I told God? I said, God, please, if I've ever used my mouth to complain, please forgive me in the first place. Just forgive me. And I said to him, if you decide not to bless me again, the way my life is, I will forever be grateful to you because I owe you a lot. That I don't have to force my children to come to church on Sunday. They wake up, they take their bath, and they are rushing just to get to church. It's a blessing. They're serving God without me beating them to serve God. They love doing things for Jesus without me not telling them what to do. I'm like, God, you have been good to me. So this is a season that, just look at the doings of God around you and be grateful. Instead of being depressed. What should make you depressed when the year is ending? It's the enemy that is making you. But you have to tell him that you don't have my mind. You don't have my body. I will choose to bless the name of Jesus. I will choose to thank God. It's a decision. So what decision are we taking right now? Okay, that will give us that great opportunity and produce some incredible results in our life as we move forward. As we move forward. What are we doing right now? Because if we don't stay focused, we won't grow. If you are not focused on the things, and you cannot go around, sowing seeds and just forgetting about them. You cannot do that. We need to work hard to see, the harvest. So every good seed that you have sown, in this year, God will bring the good harvest out of it. God will bring the good harvest out of it. Okay? So then the next one, if you don't have any question, the ability to direct your actions is also very, very important. The ability to direct your actions, your attentions, where your mind is, the ability to direct it. Because sometimes you see your body can be somewhere and your mind is somewhere. So you need that ability, to direct those things. 2025, this is the time to ask ourselves, what can we do different as we are preparing ourselves for God to give us a new year? What can we do different? What can we do different? Okay? Time to maintain it without any distractions. Any distraction. What will you do different, next year that you couldn't have maybe the opportunity to do with this year? You have to have those things, lining up now. You have to have those things lining up now. Because focus will help you to increase productivity and produce a better quality of work. Focus will help you to increase productivity. So all the businesses you want to do next year, God's willing, all the programs, the projects, wherever you want God to take you in the year to come, your focus now will increase that productivity, and it also will make you produce a better quality, business, a better quality life, a better quality family life, a better quality of your career than this year. Although that this year is not over yet, but we are still also planning to next year. So this is what I want, the few minutes that is left. Yeah, we have 10 minutes. I think we can handle it. 4 things I really want us to look into. Okay, 4 things that is a must. Okay, it's a must, because it's not just for you to end the year, okay, the 21 days that is left in 2024, but it also will help you next year. So this is how you want your planning of your life to be. It should flow like this. Okay, so the first one is must do. Must do. The first one is must do. What do you have to do next year to be better than this year? Please, if you haven't started thinking about it, I would say it's not too late. But you should have started a couple of months ago. But it's still not too late. You still have time. God will help you. But must do. So what are your must do's? Okay? What are your must do's? Do you have to save some money? Because some of you don't even have emergency money. When something happens, you are in trouble. You have to go and look for somebody to rescue you. But must do. If you are renting, your rent is must do. You understand? It's must do. If you are in a business, some investment, there's money to eat and there's money to invest. It's not every money that comes into your hand that have to go on the dining table, that have to go to the mall, that have to go to Amazon. Some of you, every day something is coming out of Amazon. You might think, oh, it's not much. It's $2, it's $3. Yeah, you add it up, it's money. Okay, so your must do. So I want us to list our must do. Next week, we're going to conclude, next week we are concluding December. Yes, I think next week we are concluding December. Then the whole of January, we are going to take, a healthy, God focus off. I'm not going to be here January. I want you to take time and spend time with God. Then we'll come back in February. Then I'm very excited because Woman of Influence Faith is going to come back next year, where we learn to make our body the master use. So God will help us. We have one body, we live it well, and it's help us. So we have things coming up next year. So it's going to be an amazing next year. So before we get here next week, I would love you to share your must do with me. Okay? Must do. Some of the things you can share, some of the things you have to hold it. You don't want even the air to hear your plans. So some of the things you hold it, I will advise you to hold it. But the ones that you think you can share, I would love you to share with me. Okay? So next week, we're going to look at what our must do. The second one is should do. Okay? Should do. Some of the things you should do. It's not a must, but you have to do. Those will be, it's not, is it weight loss or is it part of mass or should? I don't know. But you know your body. If you cannot walk, then it's a must. Okay? If you can walk, then it should. You have to take care of yourself. But if you cannot walk, then it's a must. You must lose weight. So it depends where you are. Then The third one is can do. There are some things you know you can do it, but you don't want to do it, maybe because of laziness or because of something, or because you were doing and somebody told you something, so you're upset, and you say, okay, I won't do it. I won't even bother myself. You know how we throw tantrums sometimes? You know you are good at it. You know when you do it, it will bring improvement in your own life and the life of others. So what are some of the things that you can do? And only you do it, and you do it beautifully. Those are the third one. Then the fourth one is desire to do. Maybe I desire to, travel to Dubai. It's a desire. It's not a big thing. If I travel there, fine. If I don't travel, nothing changed, I'm just going to create nice memories. So if I'm able to save the money to do it, it's fine. But I'm not going to use my credit card to do it. So those are desire to do. Okay? So these four things, these are our assignment. We have a whole week. Next Tuesday, God's willing, when we meet here, we are going to talk about our must do. Then we will talk about should do, can do, and decide to do. Okay? Then guess what? It will help us to finish the year hard, and also will help us go into next year. Must do, it means we don't do it, 2025 is not going to be good. Should do, we have to push ourselves. Can do is in there. You just have to push it out. And desire to do, we will get there. So those are the things that I want to leave with us as we're still looking at how not to lose focus in the year as we conclude the year. But I'm trusting God that you will finish this year so strong. You will finish this year with every promise that God has promised you. He's able to bring it to pass. So don't be scattered all over the place. Focus on what God is doing, what He's about to do, and what He has done. Let that be your joy, moving around this time, trying to get everything on. And I think I saw it. I went to my bank and I saw it there that they're giving a loan for Christmas. I'm like, what? Why should you want to take loan for Christmas? Then after Christmas, you are in debt. Why? Why? Those are some of the things sometimes I don't understand. Don't do that. Don't do that. Whatever you have, you trust God, you share it with your loved ones. But I don't think you have to go and get a whole loan to get in debt just to impress people with nice gifts. Then after that, you have to pay the debt. Why? Why do you want to do that? It's not worth it. Okay, so let's be wise in this wonderful season. Let's be wise. Let's spend wisely. Don't go and be swiping your credit card as if it's a gift card. You'll have to pay it back. So don't go around and spread it. There's one thing that I think when you do around this time, it gives you some good opportunity, and is given to those who don't have. No matter how you think you lack, somebody lack more than you. So, Hands of Grace, the charity that I wake me up every morning, we have something going on. We call it Operation Christmas, where we give to pastors. We give to pastors' children, the children that we take to school, the widows, the orphans, and people that are really in need. This year, actually this week, we are doing the angel tree, the children that their fathers are in prison. Giving to them. When you do that, that will help you. So if you have access, just be a blessing to somebody around this season. Don't just think about yourself. Think about how you're going to be a blessing to somebody that is going to make their life better. If we are the hand of Jesus, we have to be able to touch. If we are the feet of Jesus, we have to be able to go. So nobody can say that you don't have, because whatever you have, you can share it, with somebody in this season. That brings a lot of fulfillment. So if you haven't done it, just do that. Just do that. Look for somebody who is in need and bless them around this season. And let's see what God will do for you. All right? So thank you so much. We're going to end here. God bless you. Have a wonderful, Christmas coming up. Time of spending with the Lord, making plans and doing good things for Jesus around this time. All right, God bless you, and I will see you next Tuesday, same time at 12. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.
Thank you for taking time out to join us today. We pray that today's discussion will encourage and help you moving forward as a man or woman of influence. We look forward to seeing you next week as we explore another topic of interest. The preceding program was sponsored by the partners and friends of Women of Influence and Grace Place TV. For more information on the Women of Influence show, please visit our website at www.womenofinf.com or follow us on our various social media platforms. You can watch our past episodes on our Women of Influence YouTube channel. Please be sure to like and subscribe. If you have a question, comment, inquiry, or testimony, we would like to hear from you. Feel free to email us. This show will not be possible without the support of viewers like you. If you would like to partner with us or donate to the Women of Influence show, you may do so by any of the provided mediums. Thank you.
Women of Influence. The glory of